Well then, hello, hello. It's Soulful Saturday. Yay. Are you ready? Come on down. Let's do it. Just waiting for my girls to get here. Soulful Saturday. Not a soul. There's a soul. Hello. Come on in. Let's get going, you guys. We got some work to do today. How does that sound to you? There we go. I see people. You coming pouring in, sharing this video. It's Soulful Saturday. It's our favorite day. One of our favorite days. And tick, tick, tick. It's taking a while. I think we have a little delay on my side. And again, I apologize if you guys have frozen screens or something happens. We live on top of a mountain. And on top of our mountain, we use a cell phone tower instead of normal, regular internet. So our internet's been a little skippy. So, if you have a tech thing, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Just let's roll with it. Can we agree to that? Can we agree to rolling with it? Sometimes exiting out and coming back in makes all the difference. Good morning to you, Susie. Good to see you. Who else is here? I see one person. Let's keep going. Let's get some people in here. Let's talk about it. It's Saturday. There's my girl, Cassie. Is it lunchtime? Is it time to write down some stuff? We have a new quote of the week, too, you guys. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. And there's my girl, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. And Lynn. Hi. Nora's in the house. Hi, Nora. I like seeing you guys come in. Marianne, hello. She said she's ready. And so's Denise. Hi, Denise. Come on in. Corliss. I love to see all you guys coming on in. Come on in. Rachel. Yay. We'll get a couple more and we'll just get going. Lisa. Hey, hey. Hi, Lisa. So much fun. I love it when we all get together. This is what community is, you guys. This is our whole new community. This is the way we make things happen in the 21st century. She's out and about today, but listening. That's cool. That's great. Michelle, Diane, hi guys. Come on in. Good to see you all. Oh, it's Soulful Saturday. And I am getting ready to get on a plane tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. You know what that means, right? We have to leave the house here like at 4. No, actually, we're going to have to leave earlier. We're going to have to leave earlier because we have a bag to check. It's going to be interesting. Courtney, good to see you. Good afternoon. Well, let's just get busy right now because it is Soulful Saturday and I have got some juicy stuff for you today. I love you being here, Lynn. I love all of you being here and I really appreciate that you give me your time. I don't take it lightly and I just great appreciation for you and how supportive and wonderful you are. You do make my day, and I really appreciate that. Kimberly, Vanessa, good to see you guys. So today, we're going to let's start, shall we, with our new quote of the week. We do a new quote of the week starting on Saturdays. I think it's a great time to do it. This is a goodie, you guys. This is from Karen Lamb, who says, a year from now, you will wish you had started today. Do you love that? This is going to be a seed for you for the rest of this year, for the rest of 2020, because I will tell you about it. This is what I have been saying with my coaching and clients. This is what I'm going to say to you. A year from now, everything is going to be different, whether you like it or not, because our future selves are usually not exactly like our today's selves. We don't notice that, but we change with time. Thank God, right? We change with time. And we're going to talk about this and how we can be looking back on this year of 2020 as being one of the most incredible, life-transforming, changing years of our lives. It can be that way if this is what you need to have in your life, okay? It can be that way. So first of all, a couple of things I want to share with you today. I will not be on tomorrow. Sometimes I'm on and sometimes I'm not. Sundays are just kind of like, it's a bonus day if it is, and sometimes it just doesn't work out well. I'm going to be on an airplane, so that works out. The other one that I want to tell you is that next week I will be in a conference at Lake Tahoe. I will be checking in sporadically. So I'm hoping in the morning or some kind of thing, but at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Eastern time, if you say, where the heck is she? I won't be here. I will be in the middle of a conference. But I will be checking in because I want to touch base with everybody and make sure you're doing well. And that's important to me. For you sprinters, this is day 6. Stay the course. The weekend doesn't mean it's time to go off the rails. The weekend just means that it's time to really to solidify your results. You've been having results all week, so don't mess it up just because it says it's Saturday. Saturday is just another day of the week. All right? Are we in agreement? The other thing is, please, if you have questions, I've got answers. So please send in your questions still. Send them in to support@savingdinner.com in the subject line. If you will put question for Leanne on Friday, you will get an answer. Not this Friday, but certainly next Friday. Deal? All right. So let's dig in, shall we? I just wanted to refresh you again. Here it is, this quote. This quote is such a good one, and this is one of the things that I have been doing on a conscious, very deliberate basis every single night when I go to bed. The last thing that I think about is what I want my future self to look like. And this is one of the places that I want you to start to move into, because as you move into visualizing and seeing your future self, you start to feed your soul. You start to understand that it's identification oriented instead of being outcome oriented. And that is such a huge differentiation from just, my goal is I want to get in those darn jeans. Well, then what after that? How has that made you a better person? Maybe there is some things that have come along the way, but I'm telling you, if you shift your focus and you shift your thinking and you shift your energy onto the things that you want in your life, in your character, in your soul, all the other things fall into place. It is a promise that I will continually make to you as long as you're listening to me forever and ever. Amen. Because it is the truth. It is when we are outcome based that we fail again and again. It is when we are outcome based that we find ourselves on the carousel of crazy, trying yet another program, trying yet another fill in the blank, trying yet another whatever. It's also about the thing where you'll find yourself in a place of thinking that there's something wrong with you, that you're damaged goods, or that you've ruined your metabolism, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. And it's a failure mechanism. Outcomes very rarely give us everything that we need, or if they do, it doesn't last. And what we're looking for is to get away from the carousel of crazy and get onto and into and back to the things that matter the most to us. And it's our families, it's our friends, it's our work, it's our community, it's being of use, it's our worthiness, it's our purpose, essentially. We can't find that purpose until we start to take care of all the stupid stuff that's holding us captive. Marla and I we had dinner last night and it was just lovely. It's her birthday today, by the way. And if you haven't wished her a happy birthday yet, please do. She is, she's my best friend, and she and I have been through so much together. And just listening to her last night, and we were talking about how we see ourselves into the future, but how, without really taking very seriously the things that we were doing way back in the day of getting our houses cleaned up and getting our nutrition in line and all of that, without having that in place, our purpose never would have been shown to us. And we would have always been in this place of grasping and wondering, what are we all about? And I will tell you that the purpose and the imagination and the ideas will spring into your head as you are bringing yourself to the place of being future self-oriented. And that isn't living complete. I always tell you to live in the present because the present's a gift, but you also have to be future self-oriented. So the last thing before you go to bed, I want you to see yourself 1 year from today. What do you look like? What are you doing? And how is your life different? How juicy and delicious and wonderful is your life? What have you done that has made the biggest difference? See that as you're going to bed. Put that in your mind. Put the seed of vision, of a future self that is beyond anything that you know right now into your mind as you're going to sleep, and let your brain take care of the rest. It's an amazing thing, because you will be your future self when you're from today. What do you want that to look like? Exactly the way it is right now? Exactly your body weight, exactly your health issues, exactly the same mechanism that you have, that you just can't get over the whole eating thing and how you're supposed to do this in the right way? Is that what it is? Is it you want to be just consumed with this notion of food, 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 food all the time, and the clutter in your house and all of, is that where you want to live? Or do you want to live in a different place where your mind is thinking about different things, where your mind is purposeful, where your habits are purposeful, where everything that you're doing is just making the world a better place for yourself? You know, it's making the world a better place for yourself. It's making your world a better place for the people who are in it. It's creating a life that you want to live, a life that is so juicy and so delicious, and that you're able to participate in, and participate in full out. You're no longer standing on the sidelines, ducking out of pictures and wishing that you had this and comparing yourself to that and looking for another plan and trying to find a guru and all of this other stuff. All the garbage that has kept you spinning and spinning on the carousel of crazy. It just does not work. You've proven it. So stop it. Pull the plug. Because now it's time to saddle up, girls. It is time to saddle up to the things that your soul is craving. And we have a soul that craves connection with ourselves, with our people, with our work, with our meaning. That's what our soul's work is. We can start this soul work by meditating every day and just getting ourselves right back to the center, our core being of who we are, who the core is lined up with God. When we're bing, bang, boom all around the place, and we're all over the, thinking, oh my gosh, my house is such a mess, and oh my gosh, I'm such a mess, and oh my gosh, I can't get anything, and I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I'm so ugly, I am so this, and I'm so that, I'm never going to. Oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. All of my energy has gone toward that. Your energy needs to go toward construction. The destruction's already been done. Can we just agree to that? Amen? Anybody live in a destructive place? Anybody have those destructive thoughts about themselves? Yesterday I made you do a pinky promise, didn't I? Made you do a pinky promise that that's not going to be you anymore. That you're not going to be that person that's going to be flying down the tubes anymore. I gave you that. Today, you know what I'm going to give you? I'm going to give you some thoughts and some things that you can do to create a brand new future for yourself. A brand new future for yourself. Because if you live in the place of constantly putting yourself down, you're not going to live in the place of having the things that you want. You will be your own worst enemy, and that is so damaging to your soul, and it's such an insult to God. Think about that. You're basically saying to God, your Father, your Creator, who's called you the daughter of a king, it's not good enough. I'm not good enough. You're wrong. I'm just this. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine how crushed he is by that kind of a behavior, by that kind of an attitude. He's given you everything. And if you think about it, if you are on this program right now, you have internet, you have a device or 2 or 4 that you can watch this on, you have been given so much. And the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is expected. And for you, my friend, my lovely, I expect a lot out of you. You've been privileged. You have been given opportunity after opportunity. You have been given so, so much. If you're here, you know that's true. You're not, you can give me the whole sad story. Oh, but you don't know. I live in this and I live in that. You've got a connection. You're here. Let's start with that. Your soul's hungry to be fed. Your soul is starving to be fed. And every single time you put yourself down, it's like the mouthful of food. God is going, okay, so here's a spoonful of food, just like feeding a baby, and you're knocking it out of the way. I'm saying not good enough, not enough. because this sad story, that sad story, and this, the other thing. This is not what we need to be doing. We need to be feeding our souls. So if we can start shifting from being an outcome-oriented woman to being an identification-oriented woman and start keeping the promises that we make to ourselves, that's a matter of integrity. And we start keeping those promises, we start enjoying our results. And those results become magical because the momentum comes, and it's just physics, guys. It's just physics. That first domino has fallen, and now the rest of them are going to. Everything falls into place. Because once we get our eyeballs off the fact that it's not your gene size, but it's the size of your heart, it's the size of your mission, it's your purpose in life, and it's all the rest of the things, and it's your character that's at stake here, things begin to shift. Because a woman of integrity and a woman of good character is going to fuel her body for the life she wants to lead, right? Amen? You can't do it eating a bunch of crap. You can't be a garbage collector. You know, this mouth is for loving your family and for fueling your body the way you need to. It is not the entertainment zone. You know, when we sit on the couch after dinner eating a bunch of snacks, what's that about? Is that nutrition? It's not nutrition. It's garbage. It's garbage. And what is it doing? It is harming you. It's pulling you back and away from all the things that you want in your life. It's taking you away from living your life fully and participating as if this is the most incredible gift you've ever been given, because it is. Do you understand that? Our souls are begging for you to take a break and to pull back. And if you have the habits and the things in your life that have never given you back what you want, you need to look at them. I always say that I've always loved chocolate, but chocolate never loved me back. It put me in binge mode. It put me in a sugar addiction. It held me hostage, and it kept me away from the life that I wanted to live. I was inflamed, 237 pounds. I had huge thyroid nodules that the doctor came at me with a needle the size of a turkey baster to do the biopsies. That was fun. I had plantar fasciitis so badly I could barely walk across the room. And by the time I went from my bed into the bathroom, I was crying. The pain was so intense. I had rosacea on my face so badly. I told Marla it looked like I had South America on one cheek and North America on the other. Red, crusty, oozing rosacea. How pretty is that? And a face as round as a moon. That was my life. That was the entire content of my life until I stopped doing all the crazy. I pulled the plug of the carousel of crazy and said, stop being outcome oriented. It's not about the size of your genes. It's about the quality of your life. And if I'm going to fuel my life for the kind of life that I want to live, then it's my integrity that's at stake. That food has to fuel it, not act as the enemy, not act as something that's going to hold me back from everything that I want. And then when you break those promises to yourself, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing, and I'm going to have control when I go out, and this is what I'm going to do, and you just go off the rails instead of adhering to what it is that you need, you've broken your promise to yourself. There goes your integrity. And there goes, well, that's just the way I am. I just can't. And you start the whole cycle again. Does that feed your soul? It does not. It takes everything out of it. It makes you feel vacant and empty and worthless. And we're worth so much more than that. You are here for a purpose. You wouldn't be here otherwise. You're here for a purpose. By God's own divine plan. He put you here. What an insane thing. Think about that. On purpose, he thought, not this one over here, not what this one, but you. Chosen. You. What are you doing with that gift? What are you doing with it? Are you holding it and saying, this is the most precious thing I've ever been given? Or are you just saying, whatever, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to do that, Are you identification oriented and saying, this is what I want in my character? I want to be a woman of my word. I want to be a woman who is full out participating in my life. I want to be the type of woman that somebody calls up and says, you know what? You from your example, I've learned this. Is that who you want to be? Then that's who you need to be. And stop looking at the outcome. Stop looking at the weight loss, the muffin top and all that. I mean, yes, we all want to have the cute size 6 jeans and we don't want muffin tops and all of that. But that is just a wonderful benefit of focusing on fueling your life for what you want. Fueling your life for what you want. And your body hasn't changed, Those green vegetables that I talk about all the time, I promise you, no one's ever binged on broccoli, sprouts, or spinach. Never. You've binged on chocolate maybe, or chips, or you've watched Netflix until you're just numb, eating food just without even thinking about it. But if we can get back to the place of being mindful, if we can get back to the place of understanding that autopilot for some things, like go and clean a toilet on autopilot, go make the bed, go empty the dishwasher, do those things on autopilot. Have a regular thing that you do on autopilot. But when it comes to your food, you are in it, you are mindful, you are thinking about everything that you are doing. I often say, especially in the sprint, if you're in the sprint group, you know this, I say start with a mindful mug. Because a mindful mug brings you back to center. And for those of us who have been in this tragic place of binge eating, of being, hooked on carbs, hooked on sugar, and it consumes our entire being, we need a minute. We need a minute to pull ourselves together to understand that we're going to go into this meal and eat like a lady. I talked about that yesterday, is eating like a lady and not a truck driver or a lumberjack, like this is the last meal and just shoveling it in. But eat like a lady, small portions, a small forkful, chew thoroughly, have a conversation, actually put your fork down. Those little things are big, huge things because they keeps us from our worst enemy of just going through the motions and being on autopilot and eating in front of the TV and not taking a moment to really be present with what it is that we're doing, fueling our lives. I have a mug. This is my mug. My friend Jenny Thompson gave it to me for my birthday. This is the beginning of anything you want. And when I fill this mug with bone broth, I immediately think about that I'm getting ready to have a meal. I'm getting ready to sit down with my partner in life, Mark, and we're going to have a beautiful meal together. Sometimes we've cooked it together, sometimes we haven't. It doesn't really matter. But I know all the nutrition is there, the portions, everything is there, and it is up to me to slow down. It's up to me to cut smaller pieces when I'm eating. It's up to me to put the fork down and to have the conversation, because otherwise it's strap on the feed bag and just go and not even really think about what I've been eating. How sad is that? It's tragic. And we lose sight of the fact that we're fueling our lives and we're having community and we're having relationships as we're having our meals. Even if you're eating alone, same thing applies. Because if you're out of control with that part of it, everything else starts to fall apart and we start to rationalize and just do whatever we want to do and just eat for the sake of eating. This is your mouth. Your mouth is to fuel your life with good food that you need at the right time. When your body says you're hungry, not before. Not just because the clock says, oh, it's 6 o'clock, eat. So we understand that about our mouths. Our mouths are for blessing other people. Our mouths are for speaking in intelligent, good conversations that are enriching, that help other people. If we understand that about our mouth and take the entertainment zone out of it and just put a big circle and a slash through it, you're no longer going to use this mouth as the garbage collector. This is how we need to start looking at things. And we can only do that when we move from being outcome-oriented to being identification-oriented. We are listening to ourselves finally. We're listening and we're creating a place for our beautiful self to live in our soul. And this is how we get in touch with our inner nutritional guru and can learn how to live and eat in an intuitive way, and we'll know what's right for us. We'll be able to say easily, no, that's just not for me. We'll understand that this works for me, this might not work for my friend over here, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to play the comparison game anymore. I'm going to live my very, very best self, and I'm going to do it because I'm in that present, and I'm also looking toward my future self, because at some point I'm going to be looking back 1 year from now, and I'm going to wish that I had started if I hadn't. I don't want to live in regret, and I don't want you to live in regret. I want you to live with the future in mind, but also in the present, so that you can fully embrace and enjoy everything that's before you. Your community, the food, your family, your friends, your work. It's all there for you to enjoy, if you choose. It's a choice. It's always a choice. And I know that we have so many great communities. I'm so blessed. And the women that I have been coaching, and the women that I have had the opportunity to get to know in the Sprint and Hot Milk Club, and also Take Back Your Life, have just absolutely enriched my life. And when we look at these things and with these programs that we're trying and everything, and I say this about the Sprint, I say this about Take Back Your Life, I say this to Hot Milk Club members, always, that if we approach this with the same sincerity and the same gravity as we would as getting our master's or a degree of some sort, if we look at it that way and really study up and decide that this is what we're going to do, and we're in it every day, and we're writing things out, and we're starting with gratitude, we're being mindful, we do all of that, and that becomes our daily ritual, I'm sorry, but there's just no stopping you. Your life is going to look, your future self is going to be amazing. And 1 year from today, when you look back, you're going to say, I don't even recognize her anymore. Look at me. Look at me. And you'll be proud. You'll be proud, and your life will be that much more expanded. Remember? That's what, and your empathy will grow, your heart will grow, your mind will grow, and your community and your circle will grow. And it'll be the biggest blessing you've ever had in your life. All from being this soulful woman who agrees that she's going to be taking a look at everything, that she's going to be identification oriented, not outcome oriented, that she's going to be looking to her future self, but also staying present with everything that she's doing, and everything being mindful. I hope that blessed you today. Blessed me just talking about it. This is how I want to live my life too. These are the things that I'm working on too. We're in it together, right? We are all human beings, very fallible. We fall, we get up, and we start over. Don't ever give up on yourself. Pinky promise. Pinky's up, ladies. Give me your pinky. Don't give up on yourself, ever, ever. You're worth every single bit of effort. Every single bit. And if you ever lose sight of that, just remember this one thing. If you weren't here on purpose, God would have never, ever put you here. You are here. He loves you with all his heart. Now love him back and show him what you can do with the life he's given you. Okay? Is that a deal? Pinkies up. Bless you all. I love you all. And think about me tomorrow as I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get out of here and go. We're going to go skiing in Tahoe. We're going to have this great conference. It's going to be an amazing thing. And I will see you for sure on maybe Sunday, but for sure on Monday. I'll be back on my regularly scheduled time at 1 p.m. Also, one thing I forgot to tell you, save the date. If you are interested in coming to the Take Back Your Life workshop, all the information is going to be coming out. And I am telling you, we've got a zillion women already coming. I want to make room for you too. So if you want to save the date, you want to find out about it, and you're in the Sprint, savingdinner.com/sprint, just ask about it. Okay? Pinkies up. Love you guys. Peace.